Yo, what it do? It's your boys Juice and Lou, and we back here with another episode for y'all, man. You already know it's week 3 just came to an end, and boy, did we have some movies. Ooh, we had some movies this week, man. Man, let's go ahead. I don't want to waste no time, man. Let's go ahead. Let's hop into it, man.
Let's
Uh,
go.
what you wanna talk about? Well, one. I think we gotta talk about the Chiefs.
Okay.
Chargers, man. The Chargers came out with the W against the
hmm
Chiefs, which makes the Chiefs 1-2 in the bottom of their division. And they're
Yep.
1-4 in their last 4 games. And they could be 0-4. They barely slipped by the Browns.
This is the first time Andy Reid and Mahomes lost back-to-back games in a season.
That's tough. But it's like I said though, ain't nobody. It's like I said, the defense is atrocious, and the offense is figured out. They
Yeah.
figured them out. I said this. You'll call
hmm
me crazy. You like
Defense
the
is
Chiefs ain't
bad.
good. Nah, listen, bro. They are figured out, bro. They're figured out. It's as
Mm.
simple as that, man. But they're 1-2. I think they play Philly next. They should get a dub, but hey, I mean,
Of course.
who knows anymore? Who knows anymore? The Panthers completely beat up the Texans on
As
Thursday
we
night,
thought.
like we expected that to
But
happen.
CMC is out for
He's
3 weeks
out.
at least, I think.
He's out.
So
That's going to be a
they're
blow for them. But
undefeated.
I think,
They're
yeah,
undefeated. They play the Cowboys this week 4. And Cowboys have forced, I think, 7 turnovers in 3 weeks, which is
yeah,
really good sign for them. And they're really starting to play good on the defensive side of the ball. And we already know how good their offense was last night.
that
They beat the Eagles. What is 41-21?
completely
I thought it'd be a
just
little bit closer. I was thinking 30-21,
yeah, that was a
but
complete one-sided game. That was completely
yeah,
one-sided.
Cowboys have been pressed. They easily could have
Yeah,
been 3-0, which they should have been, but they're not. I mean, they gave Brady the ball back
tough,
with a
man.
minute left. But
It's their
I
own
mean,
fault.
they're off to a good start. Number one in that division right now
Yeah,
are the Cowboys, and like I said, they play Carolina with no CMC. I think they should be able to get that job done.
yeah, for sure.
But let's move on to another struggling team from last year was in the playoffs, the Steelers. 24-10 to the Bengals. They
Bengals.
lost. Najee Harris led the team in targets and receptions with 19 targets and 14 receptions, 102 yards. But the biggest story here got to be Big Ben. Should Big Ben call it quits right now or play the whole year out?
Bro, listen, if I'm the Steelers and I'm gonna wait for TJ Watt to come back to replace Ben or to bench Ben because the defense without TJ Watt is mediocre. They're not.
Understandable, yeah.
So without TJ Watt, it's you're back down to an average defense with a completely garbage offense. You might as
Right.
well get you a Dwayne Haskins or go get Cam or like do something. Actually,
Mm.
go get Cam.
I don't think
That's
that fixes their problems.
Cam. You
Their
don't think so?
offensive their offensive line is terrible right now. It's just be a more mobile quarterback, just run out the pocket instead
Mm,
of taking hits like Big Ben's just older now. So when he gets hit, I mean, you can clearly see it affects his body a little bit more now.
yeah, it look like he's slow to get up almost every time he get knocked down.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
but to me, it looks like this is probably his last run this year.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but this also brings back to when the Steelers had 11th pick in the draft, and they traded it for Minka that one year to bring him in. And people were saying, "Oh, you could have used a quarterback or draft a. They didn't really have a backup stability plan because Big Ben at the time he was still doing decent,
Yeah.
but now they don't really have another quarterback to take over the reins. People have been saying to tank, just let the young players play like Najee, Claypool,
Yeah.
maybe move on from Juju, but letting
They
some young
should have
guys
been
play
did
on
that.
offense. So I don't know. They definitely need to fix the offensive line or quarterback situation. I'd say you could do this. If I was the Steelers, I would give Haskins a go this season, and maybe next season draft
Trying that.
an offensive lineman in the draft, and then just try to run the offense through Najee. I mean, Najee, he's already performing solid. He's, like I said, 19 targets because Big Ben can't throw past 20 yards. So Najee's always right there. So he had 19 targets, 14 catches, like I said. But he can if they get the ground game going with him next year with an offensive line to the draft, I think they'll be back to like a little bit getting better, mediocre
Mm,
status on offense at least.
yeah.
Like you said, their defense is fine with TJ Watt.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk about the Cardinals, and I just want to be proven right that the Cardinals is just they just is not it. They just should not be getting all this hype at all.
Uh,
You
you
lost
know,
by you only won by 11 to Jags, and you're losing majority of the game.
they were
You
down
are
19-10, went on a 21-0 run.
That shouldn't happen. You shouldn't need to go on a 21-0 run to the Jags. That shouldn't happen. Last week you slipped by
Minnesota.
Minnesota,
Uh-huh.
and then week one your offense didn't do much. It was your defense that was really doing this thing, setting you up. Man, listen,
Mm.
I'm
Well,
trying to tell y'all the Cardinals are just not it, man. They got all this talent. It's just not it. They're just not it. 3-0 don't say nothing about the actual games. And I can say the same thing for Denver. Great defense, but
mm-hmm.
who have they played though? Who have they played? They played the Jets. They just
Jets,
they just shut
Giants,
the Jets out. Jets, Giants, and then
Falcons, I think.
it was it was Giants, Jags, Jets.
Giants, Jags, Jets.
That's awful. That's
Well, they
terrible.
play y'all this week.
They do play us.
So I guess
And
we'll see.
we'll see,
Speaking of
man.
speaking of y'all,
Von Miller do scare me, but yes, yes. Speaking of
um,
us,
a little bit of how do you feel about your season right now? I mean, there's a lot of it seems like people are saying there's a lot of luck involved so far.
people who are saying it's luck are just haters. Simple. The people who are saying it's luck are just people that don't want to see us win.
Hmm.
Shout out Game and BA though. Shout out them. But listen, bro.
Lamar very pedestrian this game.
Before I get into Justin Tucker, the greatest kicker of all time,
Yeah, for sure.
I want to get into Lamar Jackson and how he completely was lighting up this game through the air. One touchdown, 287 passing yards through the air. I've been trying to say he would have had well over 350. Why? Why doesn't he have 350 and three touchdowns? Or four touchdowns, actually. Because of drops. And who dropped the ball? Who dropped the ball? Same person who I've been telling y'all about for a year, who's always had the same ball problems. He couldn't catch the ball. Marquise Hollywood Brown. Yeah. And they weren't like contested drops. Like, okay, I see what you mean. Or you had it. He came up. He hit it out. No. This was, you had him burn in your hand, Butterfingers. That was the first one. The second one was a clear touchdown and hit you right here. It was in here. And then drop. And then the third one right before halftime, that's no excuse. That was not even. Listen, bro. You had not a soul around you. You could have caught it and literally walked into the end zone. Literally walked into the end zone. But he dropped it. And I know Lamar was mad. And you had the people on Instagram after talking about some Lamar only had one touchdown. Why? Why do you only have one touchdown? I bet that's how I know you only watch that. You don't look at the box score. That's how I know you don't watch it. But that's that.
Nah, I didn't watch the game because y'all were playing the Lions. I thought y'all would win pretty easily, but
It would have been a blowout.
Justin Tucker made history. 66-yard field goal for the win.
The GOAT, man. Let me tell y'all a story.
That's funny. Go ahead.
Lamar Jackson on 4th and 19 had all the time in the world. A beautiful dime to Sammy Watkins. He could have ran out of bounds, but I don't know why he didn't. He went down, wasted an extra like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But delay a game. I'm not against it, but I mean, hey, you line that kick up. I was in Dave and Buster's, man. I'm over there. I'm like 66 yards. I'm over there. I'm sitting down. I'm like, oh my gosh, sheesh. That joint go up. It looked good. I'm like, and then the joint hit the pole. I said, dang, we lost. And then it hit the net. I was like, oh.
That's crazy.
Man, the whole building lost its mind, man. That was one of the best experiences I've had. But hey, Justin Tucker is the greatest kicker of all time, and I was already saying it, but this certified. I don't see anybody beating this. I don't see anybody kicking 66 yards. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Somebody tried a 68-yarder, got returned 109 yards for a touchdown. But
Jags Cardinals game.
But listen, man, Justin Tucker, the greatest kicker of all time. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's close. But the Ravens, it should not be 19-17 with the Lions. Even though they showed some fight, they did show some fight though.
Yeah, of course. I was trying to tell people the Lions this year, man, they're gonna be in games. They're not gonna go down like some teams, like the Jets right now.
The potential's there.
But we have some cruise control games. I mean, the Titans cruise against the Colts. Yeah. We saw the Browns beat up on the Bears. How do you feel about Matt Nagy and Justin Fields? I feel like Matt Nagy should go. Like,